Are you an established small business owner or aspiring entrepreneur? Are you an established small business owner or aspiring entrepreneur? Would you like professional advice to help your business grow and succeed? Well, look no further. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center is the territory's #1 resource to move your business forward. Enjoy no-cost advising, low-cost training, and technical assistance from experts in both the public and private sectors. The VISBDC is nationally accredited and sustained by the University of the Virgin Islands and the U.S. Small Business Administration. Visit us at our locations on St. Thomas, St. John, or St. Croix, and follow us on social media at VISBDC. For easy access to all our training and networking events, be sure to join our newsletter and download the VISBDC app. The Virgin Islands Small Business Development Center, here to help your business start, grow, and succeed.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Veterans Business Outreach Webinar Series for the USVI. This series is comprised of 12 sessions scheduled for Tuesdays until summer. Today's session is entitled, Understanding Markets and Your Competitive Space. Allow me to introduce today's presenter. Retired U.S. Army Sergeant First Class Juan Marrero. Juan joined the VBOC Region 2 team in April of 2019 as outreach specialist to provide business training, counseling, and mentoring to veteran entrepreneurs in Puerto Rico and the United States Virgin Islands. Juan is bilingual in English and Spanish and brings a unique skill set and familiarity to the population he serves in the region as they start or grow their own small business. Juan was an active duty service member for 22 years. He has an extensive training background skilled as a highly qualified professional in the manufacturing industry and experience providing ERP or enterprise resource planning in services such as software testing, production support, training, and solutions implementation. Juan completed a technical degree in computer and network repair, AutoCAD, from the Universal Technology College of Puerto Rico and studied chemistry at the Inter-American University of Puerto Rico. Here's a friendly reminder to put your questions in the chat, and they will be addressed by Juan either directly in the chat or later during the question and answer segment. A copy of this presentation is available upon email request to training@visbdc.org. We encourage you to take a few minutes after this training to fill out the survey that lets us know how we're doing. So without further ado, Juan, you're sharing your screen. We can see everything. The floor is yours.
Hey, thank you very much. Always to the SBDCs in Virgin Islands, always giving us a break, a chance to be able to touch the veteran community in the Virgin Islands. I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm here in Aguadilla, Puerto Rico, all the way in the northwestern corner. But we do, as VBOC, and I'm going to talk about VBOC in a little bit. As VBOC, we provide training, mentorship, and the main thing, the Boost to Business course. We provide that every month to we try to do it online or presential. So we're trying to take it to all the veterans in Puerto Rico and U.S. Virgin Islands. Thank you for the opportunity. And today we're going to be talking about, honestly, when you start opening a business or you start thinking about opening a business, about your idea. It's something that we talk about it so much because we have a lot of people that come with this idea, they go through the Boost to Business course, and at the end, that idea has developed to something else. And I'm not saying that's going to change completely. No, it's going to get better. Okay, and that's why you need to have the opportunity to get with the SBDCs, VBOC, and here in Puerto Rico, and take the training. Understand that opening a business is just not have one idea and trying to execute that idea. It takes different steps. It takes different development to take that idea and make it real. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about it today. The objective is to describe the process and activities related to understanding the business case. The business case. So what is the case that you have that your business is going to be successful? Okay. For turning an idea into a sustainable business concept. So we need to make this abstract idea and making it real. Right. Also, we're going to be talking about excuse me, understanding how to refine and refocus your current ideas. Pardon me. So we're going to take whatever you have right now, and we're going to develop it. We're going to develop that idea into a structure. We're going to structure that idea. We're going to make it a concept and something that you can actually see, and you can change things within your ideas and make it better. Okay. Here's the agenda. The entrepreneurial process that for some reason, sometimes we don't talk about it. And this is so essential. It's a fundamental of creating a business. Finding opportunity, your value proposition. This is within your idea, the value proposition is the main element. Okay. And how we do it from idea to concept. Okay. So entrepreneurship. So when we're talking about becoming an entrepreneur, and you're gonna see that I touched that word lightly because it's been misused nowadays so much. So if you want to become a business owner, we're looking at these two different elements right here: capacity and ability. It's two things that you must have to be able to open a business. Okay. Capacity, we talk about to perceive the act upon opportunity. There is an opportunity in the environment, and you have the capacity to understand the opportunity and how to come up with a solution in that opportunity. And I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. But also you have the ability. You need to have the ability to create and build something from practical nothing. So here we go. I have the capacity to understand that in the environment, there is an opportunity for me to be able to sell something, to provide a service, something that I can sell to a market. So I have the capacity to understand that, but then I need to have the ability to make it happen for nothing, right? So here we have the entrepreneurial process. This is 6 steps that we must follow to make it easier, to make it more organized, I will say. So in the last slide, we talk about identifying that opportunity. You need to have the capacity and the ability, right, to identify the opportunity. And I'm going to give you an example of an opportunity. Back in 2007, when the first phone came up, and I always use the same example, the 2007, the smartphone with the big glass screen came up, the iPhone, and it was very fragile. And if you drop your iPhone, a new screen was needed, right? So somebody came up with the cases that we use today in our phones. And that industry, I even call it an industry, that equipment or that material wasn't developed back in 2007. It was very few people that was using some type of case in their phones. And nowadays, the case of the wrapping type of materials to protect your phone, your laptop, your tablet, even your watches. This is ridiculous. It's a multi-billion industry nowadays, almost 15, 17 years later. So just to let you know that, and that came up from nothing. So somebody identified the opportunity, and from nothing, now is a multi-billion industry. So you identify the opportunity, you develop the concept. That means you start structuring your idea. Okay, you start looking for, okay, how am I going to make this happen? How can I get some mentorship to help me with this? Where do I go to get X, Y things like permits and stuff like that? Okay, so you start developing that concept. Then you determine the requirement resources. What do you need to make it happen? And I'm talking about just determine. And once you realize you got that list and everything that you need to do to be able to open the doors of your business, then you start acquiring the necessary resources, implement and manage, and then you harvest the venture. Okay, this is an upper level type of view. Okay, within these 6 elements are a lot of things that we got to do. And that's why we always try to motivate the veterans to get some help. This is very hard to do it alone. And especially us veterans, we have so many tools out there, you know, the SBA, the SBDCs, their VBOCs, women business centers. I mean, there's so many, and they're free. So go for it. So now that you got the checklist, now we need to talk about the value proposition. A value proposition, just to I mean, you can read it right there, but just to in my own words, is a promise that you make with the client. Okay. So a value proposition, remember we talked about in the beginning about you were able to have the capacity and the ability to find an opportunity. So now we're going to tell you what opportunity is. An opportunity in environment is a problem. It's a problem, but you have the solution. Okay. Talking about the phones, the cell phones, the problem was they were too fragile. That glass was not like it is right now. So the solution was the case. All right. So there are many problems out there with a solution that most people have found, you know, the solution for it. But there's a lot of problems out there that are still waiting for a solution, and those right there are opportunities. Okay. So when I'm looking about opportunity, I'm talking about what is it? What is the problem here? What do I need to fix? Okay. Where do you find it? Where do you find the solution? How do you know you got it right? All right. And those, you know, that last bullet right there, we're talking about how your solution is the right solution. Okay. To make sure it works. So going back to the cell phone, casing it went to a development process. I remember the first cases for the phones, they were very, very hard plastic. And when your phone fell to the ground, the impact was pretty much the same as not having the case. So the case was protecting for scratches and minor things, you know, but the glass is the main thing I was trying to protect. So slowly but surely, you know, this casing environment started developing, and they got into silicone. Silicone is like a rubbery type of material, and it has this bumper type of effect, and that started working better. And then they started mixing plastic with silicone and other materials, and it got to the point right now that we got some very secure cases, and we have some minimal, small, thin cases, but they protect as the big ones too. So we have developed, and technology has developed to get us to that point. Okay. So here's a list of different problems that we still need out there that need solutions. Okay. Aging of the population. That's something that is for sure. We will get old, you like it or not. And it is a business. It is a business to take care of our elders, okay? Working parents, single people, single parents that need a dual income. You see them working during the day and they have to work during the night because things are the way they are, right? Pretty tough nowadays. So there is a problem there we need to fix. Concern about security. It's always been. It's always room for improvement in security matters. Social networking, people want to be connected. That's going through a big boom right now. Everybody wants to be an influencer nowadays. Everybody wants to become a YouTuber. Okay, why? Because good money out there. But you need to come up with the content. You need to come up with an idea how to develop your channel, XY channel. So it's very interesting for people to watch you. All right. People searching for roots and stability. We have some applications that take care of that. Extreme experiences, skydiving, for example. And with COVID-19 has become a total new different industries that were born during the COVID-19 pandemic. So there are always problems looking for solution. And that's how we need to make sure that we understand that we need to have that capacity and that ability to find those opportunities, okay? So the value proposition that I said is a promise between you and the client. By you, the company, or by you, the business, okay? And it's an easy to understand reason why the customer should purchase a product or service from that specific business. So my value proposition to you is right now, me being an outreach specialist from VBOC, my value proposition to you is that this training that you are taking right now is going to make it easier, better. You will have a better understanding what is creating a business. And I will guarantee you, and after you finish the course, you will come up with better understanding, motivation to be able to open a new business. That's a value proposition. So within your business, find your value proposition, find that promise that you will give the customer, okay? A value proposition should be clear statement that explain how a product solves a pain. A pain is a problem, and what you offer is a solution, okay? So let's continue to talk about the value proposition. What is the value proposition? A value proposition describes the benefits customers receive from your product or services, okay? So what is beneficial for me to be here sitting down with Juan here this morning in this online class? What is the benefit that I'll probably be doing something else, drinking coffee, doing something else, I don't know. But the key word here is benefits. And the product features is not a value proposition. The product solution to your problem and the benefits that you get from it, that is the value proposition. And that's something that we need to understand right away, okay? Here's an example, okay? A product features compared to the benefits, right? You have a toy. Toys nowadays that need batteries, normally they feature that batteries are included, but that feature is not the value proposition. The value proposition is ready out of the box. We're not disappointed with the kids. So it's nothing worse than Christmas morning. You have a present for your kids that requires batteries. You didn't buy the batteries, and the toy doesn't bring the batteries. And here we go. Got to run out and find some batteries out there. So that's a benefit. Okay? The features that had the batteries included, but why? The benefit is that I don't have to go out there and buy new batteries. And the toy is ready out of the box, ready to be used. All right. The mobile phone. When the cell phone came out, we used to use our cell phone just for phone calls, then for phone calls and text. Then the email application came up, and that was a big thing. But having the email app is not the value proposition. Is the ability to be able to check your email whenever, however you are, or wherever you are. That is a benefit. Okay. One last one right here is the lawyer. Okay. Looking for a lawyer, and I'm reading about this guy that he's an expert in business law. Okay. That's what I'm looking for, but that's not my problem. My problem is he needs to provide me advice to be, for me to understand how to run my business legally. Okay. So I hope you understand the difference between a feature and a benefit. Okay. Here's an example about an opportunity. Opportunity equals problem plus solution, right? So this is a real product. I'm not making this up. This is real. It's called the Coolest Cooler. Okay. And it's the orange one you see right there. Okay. The Coolest Cooler, it was out of the world. I mean, out of this world cooler. This was a couple of college students that got together one night, having a good time, and they decided that it was needed to come up with an idea to bring a solution to the problem of the cooler situation. And what was the cooler situation? The one on the left, the blue one, is the traditional cooler. And myself, and I bet you guys too, we have tropical weather, and we have a bunch of places to go that we can take our coolers. And this thing is heavy. One time you put a bunch of water, sodas, drinks, whatever, and a bunch of ice in there, these things get heavy. And most of the time it takes two people to take it to the place, from point A to point B. So these college students said, we need to put a stop to that. And they came up with the coolest cooler. And the first thing has these big tires, and they were big with a purpose, so they didn't sink in the sand. Okay. It has an 18-volt battery. Okay, to power, you can recharge your phones. It had all the things that needed the battery. Had a blender to make your drinks. All right. It has a removable waterproof Bluetooth speaker. So you had a Bluetooth speaker that you can remove it and put it wherever you want, and then you put it back in there to charge. USB charger. It had a LED light, cooler divider. I mean, you name it, bottle opener, you name it. This thing was super. All right. So they decided that what happened here was they needed to market this, and they use, and we're gonna be talking about this later in the series. They use a website to be able to get funding for this new product, right? So this actually came up in one night, having a drink, talking about how to come up with a solution in the water cooler industry. And a couple months later, after they published this in this website, they had $13 million worth orders. Okay. And that was something that nobody was ready actually to that magnitude of how this new product came up. And I'm telling you this story because they understood they had a problem, but the solution wasn't worked properly. So what happened here is, after they had $13 million worth of orders, okay, they started putting the cooler together, and there were some flaws in the design, okay? And the initial price they put in this cooler, it wasn't it. it was a lot more expensive because they has to change so many things. Okay. And one of the big thing was the battery. And you know, batteries, especially lithium batteries nowadays, are very expensive. So what they thought is gonna be the price, it was almost double. Okay. And they got into big trouble because they couldn't make the 13 millions worth of coolers. And the worst thing was they couldn't guarantee money back to all the clients because they already started production, right? So they got sued, you name it, it was horrible. The thing is, at the end, the coolest cooler made it to the industry, but it couldn't last. It was too expensive. Okay. So always remember that you have the capacity and the ability to find an opportunity. Okay. The opportunity is a problem plus solution. So make sure that problem that you found, you really have the solution. Work in the solution. So when you provide that to the customer, it will be the value proposition that you promise to them. Okay. All right. Enough of that. Okay. So now we're talking about how, you take that idea and make it a business concept. Specific value, creating method for capitalizing on the opportunity, a new product, a new service, a new process. The unique combination that defines how much value a customer is getting. And we're talking about price, distribution, packaging, and something that is not here, but nowadays is like very important, experience. Clients nowadays are looking for an experience, not just a product. It's a combination of things nowadays. So your idea, it needs to understand that the client is looking for much more than just the product that's supposed to be the solution for their problem. Okay. What I'm talking about clear benefits and value proposition. Something that when I see the product, I say, oh my God, this is the answer. This is the solution for my problem. Profit potential. Okay. But the customer is what you might call it, the willingness to pay. Okay. Reason to believe that that will be the solution to their problems. New and different enough from alternative. Okay, so we have a lot of problems out there that has solutions. Can your solution be better? Maybe more convenience. Okay. A good example that I always use is Uber. Uber used to be Uber is a transportation a transportation company. But transportation is something that has been going for years, for decades. And Uber made it better. And the better is the convenience. You don't have to pay in the taxi or the Uber. You don't have to tell them where you got to go. You see where the Uber is in reference to your pickup point. I mean, there's so many convenience and so many benefits. So that's what Uber did. Okay. A little piece of advice is make meaning for yourself. Okay. So what I mean make meaning for yourself is when you're looking for an opportunity out there for you to be able to provide a solution to somebody's problem, make sure it means something to you. Because that meaning is going to create motivation and it's going to create passion that you will need in the process of business creation. Because business creation is not easy. Okay, business creation is something that you're going to have your showstoppers, a bunch of obstacles, and things that are not real easy to do. And if you don't have that motivation and passion for what you do, you're going to give up. Believe me, seen it many times. Okay. So talking about meaning, I have this guy, actually his name is Guy Kawasaki. Guy Kawasaki is a former advisor for Google, Apple, Motorola, and he got this cool job. It's called Chief Evangelist. And his job is to advertise products, equipment from these companies. And right here, he's going to talk about meaning, the meaning that you need to find to be able to motivate yourself to open a business. Okay. So here we go. Let me see if I can get it out. Now,
the first thing I figured out and learned, sometimes the hard way, about entrepreneurship is that the core, the essence of entrepreneurship is about making meaning. Many people start companies to make money, the quick flip, the dot-com phenomena. And I have noticed in both the companies that I've started and funded and been associated with, that those companies that are fundamentally founded to change the world, to make the world a better place, to make meaning, are the companies that make a difference. They are the companies to succeed. My naive and romantic belief is that if you make meaning, you'll probably make money. But if you set out to make money, you will probably not make meaning and you won't make money. So my first thought is you need to make meaning. That should be the core of why you start a company. There are 3 ways to make meaning. First is to increase the quality of life. My background is the Macintosh division of Apple Computer, and I can tell you with total certainty that we were not motivated by making money. We were motivated by changing the world to make people more creative and more productive. We were trying to increase the quality of life for the Macintosh user. And that was a great motivation. It kept us going through many difficult periods. We were waking up in the morning thinking how we could change people's lives. A second way to make meaning is to right a wrong. You know, this fish is going to die after jumping out. But to right a wrong means that you find something that's wrong in the world, or you notice something that's wrong, or you want to fix that. This might be particularly applicable to not-for-profits where, you know, there's pollution or there's crime or there's abuse, and their very core is to end that wrong. And the third way to make meaning is to prevent the end of something good. That you see something beautiful, something wonderful, and you just can't stand the fact that it's been eroded, it's being changed, it's being ruined. So I ask you, as you start your companies, your not-for-profits, your churches, your schools, whatever you're starting, please have one of those 3 motivations, one or more of those motivations. If you don't have any of those motivations, I suggest that you rethink what you're doing. I think these 3 things are the key to starting a great organization.
Yeah, I mean, very straight to the point. I like the way he said, you know, this could be a moment, an idea that you have that you try to do it for the money, and is just different. Is you need the passion for it. Okay, so it's gonna be different. So make sure you understand that you need the passion, you need the process of motivation to be able to help you to go through the development of your business. My apologies. It just started a lightning storm here. It started raining, and normally we get the power go out. So we see how longer I'm gonna last, but we should be good. We're good now. So right here is how do you make meaning? Okay, you look to solve a problem, alleviate the pain, and that's the opportunity that we were looking for in the very beginning. Okay. And while you're doing this, while you bringing the solution to somebody else's problem, that can create motivation, right? That can create a passion, something that you say, wow, I'm helping people, right? Can be a big problem for a small undeserved segment, okay? So talking back to the iPhone, Apple, at the time the iPhone came up, had a small segment of the market. Remember? Because the Macintosh, it was a different computer, used a different software. So it wasn't compatible with many things. I remember I used to have a Macintosh, and every time I wanted to use a software, they didn't make it to Macintosh. It was just for PCs. So they realized that the cell phone situation was a problem, and they created a bigger market for themselves. And nowadays, Apple is one of the biggest companies in the world, and everything started thinking about solution for people problems, okay? Do something you feel strongly about, something that you have passion for. Find opportunities in that field, something that really helps you to help people, to anything that really create that passion for you, okay? So that's it. This is pretty much what we're talking about, the right idea. How to take that idea, make it a concept, and make it real, okay? How to find opportunities and have the solution for those problems. Have the capacity and ability to find opportunities. That's what entrepreneur is all about. And if you get all those elements together, you're gonna make a lot easier this process of opening your own business, okay? So this is pretty much what I got. One more time, I want to thank the SBDC in Virgin Islands for the opportunity. We're looking to go down there soon, and we'll let you know. But if you have any questions or anything, I know the SBDCs are fully prepared to help you out on this, and nothing like face-to-face training in this about small business creation. So they're there for you. So no any questions? So that's all I got. Thank you very much for the opportunity, and see you soon.
All right, thank you, Juan. So while we give persons a chance to type their questions in the chat if they have any, I can go ahead and announce a few of our upcoming events for the SBDC. So we have on February 9th, a webinar entitled Manager's Guide to Restaurant Financial Reports. We have VBOC back again presenting on February 13th. And that session is entitled The Economics of Small Business Startup. We have an in-person workshop happening here at our St. Thomas location. That's going to be February 22nd. And that's electronic payment processes for USVI small businesses. On the 27th, we have VBOC back again presenting on financing your venture. And then to close off the month, we have tax basics for small businesses being presented by the Internal Revenue Bureau. Okay, so the one question I see is someone asking for a copy of the PowerPoint presentation. So look out for a survey in a few minutes. It's gonna have the PowerPoint attached, as well as the survey that will let us know how we're doing. So I don't see any further questions. Juan, it was a pleasure working with you. I just want to give everyone a friendly reminder that the VI SBDC has so much more in store for USVI small businesses. You can visit our website at www.visbdc.org. Download the VI SBDC app on your mobile device from the appropriate app store. Like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google Business, and subscribe to the VI SBDC YouTube channel for new uploads of our on-demand webinars. Okay. So you can see in the chat, Juan responded, send your email. And then he provided his email address, which is juanmarrero@outlook.com. So I don't see any more questions. So on behalf of the entire VI SBDC network, Juan, thank you for presenting, and everyone, do enjoy the rest of your day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.